Michael, a frustrating evening. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we're very disappointed to lose the game. The nature of the goals we lose, obviously we freshened the team up, and it was a young team that started tonight. Give young players opportunities, give some players coming back opportunities. But it's very difficult if you defend, the three goals. And I thought some of our play was very good. We should be ahead. The two young strikers have to do more. Balls coming in the box, they've got to do more to get on the end of that. Particularly Nick and Tommy put in 2 or 3 really good balls. Goalkeeper makes a very good save from Connor Taylor's header as well. And then we lose a really poor goal, like 2 minutes before half time. For us, poor setup. Young Connor commits himself and gives himself up a little bit, which makes it easier for the man to play the pass. And suddenly you go 1-0 down, and you're thinking, right, okay, good reaction I felt. And but ultimately, the second goal, we shepherd the ball out of play, and it's their throw-in. They throw it long into our box and don't win the first header. I think we could set up. Senior players should take more responsibility in that. We let Connor have to go and deal with the header, and he loses the header, and ultimately then we don't do our job at the back post, and we're 2-1 down. We get level again, 2-2. I think we look like we can go on and win the game, and then we concede a really poor goal, and the goalkeeper knows he should do better and save it.
You were better in the attacking sense in the second half. What did you say at half time to the players?
That we need it more. Simple as that. What we've said continually when we've had games like this game epitomised a little bit how we've been in the second half of the season. A lot of good play at times, play through the pitch, but ultimately we're lacking. We've lacked, we certainly lacked in the final third at times, and particularly in the second half of the season. And tonight, if we're either a team that keeps a clean sheet, or we're going to concede 2 or 3. That's the way we've been. 20 clean sheets, yet we still have, a negative goal average. So that tells you, so like nights like tonight, we just got to continue to develop. We've got to work harder to keep the ball out of our net. And look, I think it shows where we are at this minute in time as a squad. We've players out, and we lost James Chester again tonight. James probably shouldn't be playing. He's having to have his knee drained between games, but he's putting himself out there for us because the injury list is long. We tried to give Fletch and John Obi a rest tonight with the game Saturday, but ultimately we had to go to them in 45 minutes.
What's the extent of the injury to James Chester?
He's done his calf actually, so I would imagine that'll be James. We were hoping to take him out before the last game of the season anyway, to have his knee looked at, but I would imagine that'll be him now for the rest of the season. We have Harry back, which will be a bonus for us as well. And listen, I was pleased with Sam. I thought Power was terrific. I was pleased with Norrington Davis as well. I know that other Sam Crooks, I thought, played well as well. But ultimately, as I say, we're running on fumes at the minute, and that showed at times in the games.
You brought Connor Taylor on for his debut. How did you feel he performed?
I thought he did well. He stuck at it. Not easy coming in. He's maybe not played in the back three too much. That was the situation that he had to come into. He looked back and maybe look at the goals, and he learned from that. Certainly the first goal, not to give himself up and put the onus back on the attacker, not to play that pass. But ultimately, he's a young player. He's only been training with the first team for the last couple of weeks. So, it's the situation we face. We're in at this minute in time.
You've said that you wanted to end the season with some momentum. So is it a bit frustrating these last 4 games that they haven't gone the way that you would have wanted?
Yeah, listen, we hate losing games. The second half of the season's been disappointing for me. Despite, I think, in many ways, a lot of our performances have ultimately been better at times than we played in the first half of the season, but they haven't translated into wins. Simple as that, and we have to work on that. We have to try and bring better players to the club. We have to look to improve the squad. There's a lot of players that still we need to find a solution to get, players need to find new clubs, and ultimately that will hopefully allow us to bring some new players into the club.